Welcome back. The Grosley Minibus Owners Association is no stranger to controversy involving clashes between drivers and passengers. The most recent disagreement was caught on camera and went viral. Days following the incident, the president of the Grosley Minibus Owners Association, Danny Edward, says some level of disciplinary measures have been taken against the driver in question while investigations are ongoing.
Public transportation is not without its ups and downs, and the Grosley stand is one oftentimes placed in the spotlight with matters concerning conflict between passenger and driver. The facts surrounding the most recent incident still have not been made public by the association. However, President of the Grosley Minibus Owners Association, Danny Edward, says the driver seen in the now viral video has been taken off the stand, pending an investigation into the matter.
In relation to the incident with the gentleman, the bus driver in question, our disciplinary committee has sent him on, let me say, I wouldn't say suspension, but he's off the road right now, and we are having an investigation. We're in discussion with the young lady and a few passengers that was on the bus. So we pending that investigation.
Our camera crew was able to catch a glimpse of the driver, no longer behind the wheel, but walking freely in the vicinity of the Grosley bus stand area. Edward says the incident highlights the need for a continuation of customer service training for the public transportation sector.
The customer service training, we're trying our best to make it an annual training. I mean, you wouldn't understand, just one training wouldn't change the mindset of drivers. It's a work in progress. So I could tell the public, just bear patience with the drivers, but it's something that we're working on and make sure that our service it would be first class.
Edward reveals the individual in question carries the designation of driver, not a minibus owner. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Solange Alfred.
St. Lucian artists have banded together to give back to the youth and keep them entertained as part of a school tour. The initiative is being spearheaded by the National Youth Council, and Wednesday marked the kickstart of the tour. We joined the musical train at the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College.
3 fun-filled days have been set for 10 lucky schools around the island, as they are visited by the Young Musicians School Tour from November 20th to November 22nd. Hosted by the National Youth Council, the tour consists of both established and upcoming artists in the local music scene. Students can expect the likes of Keisha, Shemi J, Chaz, and the 2019 Groovy Soca Monarch Sly as they celebrate St. Cecilia's Day and Music Month. President of the National Youth Council, Nias Alfred, expresses his pleasure with the efforts of the young artists in giving back to society.
The musicians approached the council because they wanted to give back to St. Lucia, they wanted to give back to the students of St. Lucia and introduce music and how it can help in the development, the holistic development of young people.
Alfred says he hopes that students and musicians understand the value of music and the practicality of pursuing a lifestyle in the arts.
At the end of the tour, we were hoping that these young musicians would be able to get proper exposure that would help them in their craft. And it would introduce some people to some very unique instruments and musicians. For example, we have Elmo, who's playing the ukulele. We have Shazi on the steel pan. We also have some young soca artists. We have Keisha, Shemi J, Vietwizin Boys. And we also have Jamali, who's a percussionist. So we're really hoping that this would give an opportunity for these young artists to be able to get some additional exposure.
He praises the efforts of schools on island in getting involved in this first-time initiative and says greater school involvement is expected in the future.
Oh, the reception has been amazing. We are doing 10 or 11 schools over the course of 3 days, and the number of schools who have contacted us, who want us to come to their schools. Unfortunately, we cannot do every single one, but we're hoping that this is the first of many.
He praises the efforts of schools on island in getting involved in this first-time initiative and says greater school involvement is expected in the future. Clip. Students in the South will be treated to St. Cecilia's Day festivities on Friday, 22nd of November, as the tour will visit the Viewfort Comprehensive Secondary School, Choiseul Secondary, and Soufre Primary School. For Hot 7 News, I am Jacques Wooding.
The Leon Hess Comprehensive Secondary School celebrated World Children's Day in grand style with their first ever teacher-hosted assembly. Students were greeted by a decorated campus in the morning and then were entertained by their teachers. Principal Rohan Luba underscores the importance of celebrating the achievements of students.
World Children's Day is celebrated annually on the 20th of November to commemorate the United Nations Convention on the Rights of a Child. This year, many institutions stepped up their efforts to celebrate the day, as 2019 marks the 30th anniversary of its observation. Staff of the Leon Hess Comprehensive Secondary School used this opportunity to show students just how much they are truly appreciated. Teachers adorned in school uniforms took charge of the school's Wednesday assembly and entertained students in what Principal Rohan Luba describes as a very special assembly.
Today we celebrated International Children's Day, and the staff decided to put on an assembly and to treat the students today. So the staff are involved in drama, poetry, song, and after this assembly, the special assembly, we will be treating the students with snack boxes, popcorn, ice cream and so on. So it's kind of a free up day for the students. It's their day basically.
The Hot 7 team spoke with Student Council Public Relations Officer Marissa Paul, who says that this initiative was a very welcome surprise to the student body. Paul underscores that one dramatic piece in particular made students reflect on their interactions with teachers and just how much they can better communicate in the school environment.
Well, I truly did not expect the teachers to dress up as students and for all these amazing, talented performances to be going on. It's quite interesting, I must say.
Throughout the day, students were allowed to relax as they were treated by the staff with gifts and treats. Luba underscores the importance of a healthy relationship between staff and the student body, which he attributes to much of the institution's success. For Hot 7 News, I am Jacques Wooding.
Two concerned citizens are addressing the upsurge in crime. The men say the problem cannot be addressed at the lower level. They say a zero-tolerance approach to lawlessness must be taken from the very top tier of leadership.
Are low-level criminal elements taking their cue from top-rank authorities? Managing Director of Jean-Marie & Sons, Evaristus Jean-Marie, says the current crime wave may be an indication of monkey see, monkey do when it comes to the state of affairs on island. The businessman notes the current environment has made way for criminality to flourish.
Crime could only exist if the environment permits it, and crime is a function of lawlessness. If your society is a lawless society, don't be surprised that people who think they are or people who have nothing to lose are the lower end of the social spectrum. They are going to take advantage of that because it's their way out. So my point is, unless you have a society where at the very top you have people who have respect for rules and law, you're going to compromise the whole society in terms of people obeying the laws of the country. So this is not a problem at the low level. It's a problem as much as the higher level. And I think there is a need for people at the higher level to show respect for rules and the rule of law so that it could filter through the whole society. Until such time, it is very difficult to control a situation where people at the lower spectrum are engaged in crime to survive or to look after their family and find some justification in doing it. And this problem stems from the top.
Echoing similar sentiments of Jean-Marie is political hopeful Christopher Hunt.
President Bill Clinton said that leadership by example is not the only way, but it's the best way. You have people in government admitting to falsifying state documents on national television. You have blatant conflicts of interest going on with multiple ministers, right? Senior leadership. You have a prime minister promising investigations that have not one of them have come to fruition. We have direct awards left, right and center, massive direct awards. Look right now, you have the George Odlum Stadium where the people could have been moved out of there within 3 months at under $10 million to the East Wing. You have Guy Joseph now telling you that 90% of the buildings are good after all the back and forth. They stopped a hospital project for 2 years to do an audit. Can you imagine if a project like the Uranora Airport, or could you imagine if you stopped every business for an audit, you stopped a government ministry, you stopped Treasury, you stopped Victoria Hospital? Madness. But they have normalized that madness. And what has happened is that St. Lucians on the ground have been taking note of that, and it has permeated. When Sir John was leader of St. Lucia, we were industrious, confident people. Kenny Anthony, it was about education, culture, and social programs. Right now, a country takes on the persona of its leadership. Right now, we are a corrupt nation, and it is showing in the crime rate.
The unprecedented increase in crime has many calling for a more hands-on approach to tackling the upsurge in crime. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Solange Alfred.
This is the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. Stay with us. The sports news and the weather are all coming up after the break.